of all the solid things you own or use or see around you. Some are probably made of wood or plastic or stone or cloth, but which are made of metal or contain metals? Metals share some properties. Each also has its own special properties. How we use the metals depends on their properties. You would not use poisonous metals for food containers, for example. Aluminium foil is used for food cartons because it is non-toxic, it resists corrosion and can be rolled into thin sheets. Copper is used for electrical wiring in homes because it is an excellent conductor and it's easily drawn into wires. Zinc is coated onto steel car bodies before they are painted because zinc protects the steel from rusting by a process called sacrificial protection. The three metals, aluminium, copper and zinc, are metals that you will be asked about. You will need to give several different uses for these three metals and link each of the uses to the properties of the metal that makes it suitable. This table gives you all of the information that you need to memorize. For example, aluminium is used in drinks cans because it is light, non-toxic and resists corrosion. An alloy is a mixture where at least one other substance is added to a metal to improve its properties. The other substance is often a metal too, but not always. For example, mixing molten zinc and copper give the gold-coloured alloy called brass. When this solidifies, it is hard, strong and shiny. It is used for door locks, keys, doorknobs and musical instruments such as trumpets. So let's have a look at what happens when you mix two metals together to form an alloy. In an alloy, the atoms of the second metal must enter the lattice of the first. A lattice is a regular structure. So you need to melt the metals first, and then you can mix them. Notice that there is a difference between the size of the atoms of the first metal and the size of the atoms of the second. The metals that make up a mixture in an alloy have atoms that are different in size. The picture on the left shows the atoms in a pure metal. They're arranged in a regular lattice. When pressure is applied, for example by hammering the metal, the layers can slide over each other easily. That's why a metal is malleable and ductile. But when the metal is turned into an alloy, new atoms enter the lattice. The layers can no longer slide very easily over each other, so the alloy is stronger than the original metal. It is not only strength that changes, other properties will change too. For example, an alloy may be more resistant to corrosion than the original metal was. You can add more than one substance. You can try out different amounts of different elements to design an alloy with exactly the properties that you need. Here are a couple of examples of alloys, but there are thousands of different alloys that are around. Look at the aluminium alloy in the table. Aircraft need materials that are light but very strong and will not corrode. Pure aluminium is not strong enough, so hundreds of aluminium alloys have been developed for aircraft parts. Really important for you to be able to understand and explain why an alloy has different properties due to the differences in size of the metals that make up a mixture. Some answers do insist on you mentioning that it is metals that are mixed together to form an alloy, so be careful about that point when you are writing your answers in an exam.